Let's make some noise. Come on.
Thank you, Super Bowl MVP winner Nick Foles, and the patron saint of the Final Word with MattyB here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. And it's great to be back here with you on this Thursday night. Man, it's cold as hell where I'm at. I don't know how it is where you're at, but we are proud and happy to be here tonight. We are proud. I am proud to be back here tonight, and I am proud to be here every night. So let's get this show started off right. Let's finish out this week correctly, and let's have some fun tonight. We are going to be a little bit compressed for time. I am up against post-game flyers. So we'll kind of cut out some of the regular segments we do on the program tonight and sort of dedicate this to talk about the things that are happening in Philadelphia sports that mean the most to you and me. And before I get started tonight, let's remind everybody out there that this is the schedule for the remaining part of the week. You got me here tonight. Kind of had a little bit of a scheduling issue earlier on. The Birds Blast with Kyle Quinn will be seen tomorrow at 5. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. is when we're going to do the Birds Blast. I put out a little notification about it earlier today. But yeah, we had a scheduling conflict, so Kyle could not be here today. And so we're going to do it tomorrow at 5. The Gridiron Weekly also had a scheduling issue. They tried everything they could to work that out, but they could not at the last minute. So that show was not seen tonight. It will be back next week. Of course, here I am with the Final Word, and look, following me, we will do some Clear the Ice Flyers Golden Knights. Tomorrow is the world premiere of the Philly Friday Frenzy with Al Zafiri. Saturday, we got some post-game in Clear the Ice Flyers and Canes, and then we do it all over again on Sunday. Philly AM Sports, Eagles Raiders post-game, the Birds flyby, and some Clear the Ice action as well on Sunday. So there you have the rest of the week. That's in store for you here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. And before I do get rolling into the program, I want to take a second and I want to address a very hot topic, and it's probably going to be one of the things we talk about and spend a lot of time discussing tonight. And by the way, the phone lines are open. There's the link popping into your feeds right now. I want to address and I want to publicly proclaim something from the It's a Wrap Sports Network brass, the executive people, the people that make things happen here at the network, the people that pay the bills and make the engine go. And I want to proudly state this to them, to you guys out there, in behalf of the It's a Wrap Sports Network. We stand firmly side by side with 94 WIP in their right to speak their mind and to give any take that they want, regardless if it ruffles feathers, regardless if it sounds controversial or negative. We stand side by side with anybody that has the courage to speak their mind and will not be bullied by so-called, I don't even know what John Marks considers himself these days. John Marks is a wimp, man. John Marks is a coward. John Marks is trying to get ratings for his own program by his attack on Joe Giglio of 94 WIP, which, again, I don't necessarily enjoy WIP anymore, and I've been very public about that. It's not because of their takes. It's because I'm just not into the personalities that they have on the show, on the network there. But I will never lose respect for what that network meant to me growing up and how innovative that network was. And some of the people that work there currently, Kyle Quinn being one of them, I'm a friend of his, and he's been a loyal contributor to me for a lot of years. And again, do I agree with everything he says? Absolutely not. I mean, but I'm not. That's not my place to judge. All right, and I will never. And no show on this network will ever be censored. No show on this network will ever have to answer for why they're saying certain things. We'll say what we want, and that goes for. And again, I get it. You don't agree with my takes, right? You look at me a certain different way, and that's fine. You have every right to do that. But I'm not going to stop because you don't like me. I'm not going to stop because you don't agree with me. I'm not going to stop because you think I'm negative. No, matter of fact, I'm going to get even more into it. I'm going to dig my heels deeper the more I think I piss you off. And so, we're not going to stop. And I hope 94 WIP doesn't stop either. And to all those out there trying to stop them, or trying to take away their listenership because of the alleged toxicity of the Philadelphia sports fan, yeah, shame on you. All right. And who the hell died and made you king? You don't stand in judgment of anybody else. Johnny Marks is a coward. John Marks is a coward. And that's really all I can say about it. John Marks cares about one thing, and that's John Marks. So for him to point a finger at 94 WIP, for him to point a finger at anybody, just it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing, and we won't condone it. Again, we here at the It's a Wrap Sports Network stand toe-to-toe and firmly next to 94 WIP in support of speaking their mind in any certain fashion that they want to speak it. And from a personal standpoint, I spent a lot of years, and a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of blood, and a lot of tears defending the right of every American citizen to speak their mind no matter what, and not to receive backlash or judgment or censorship. I take that stuff pretty seriously, and I sure as hell am not going to sit back and watch somebody get knocked down for speaking their mind. So I don't agree with Joe Giglio. I don't listen to them anymore. I don't. But it's not because I don't like their takes. It's because I just don't like their personalities. And that was my choice to not listen, not to launch an all-out campaign that had them stopped. So the cancel culture does not exist on this network, and it doesn't exist in this country as much as people think it does. It doesn't. And we're open to all kinds of debate and no censorship. Say what you want when you want it. I'm not here to be your judge, and you're not here to judge me, and you're not here to judge anybody else. So long live 94 WIP. Long live Joe Giglio. And long live the right of every American to speak what they want when they want. And death to the oppressors, death to the cowards, and death to anybody who seeks to stop that. That was a PSA from your boy MattyB to you, the listening public of America. All right. Joe Hale pops on and says, hey, MattyB, what's going on? Joe, how are you? Good to hear from you tonight. All right, so we're going to get into some stuff tonight. I did my little PSA, got that out of the way with. Make sure that everybody understands where we stand on that whole nonsensical ranting of John Marks over there at the Fanatic, going after Joe Giglio, 94 WIP, for speaking toxic about benching the quarterback. And there's another thing. I'm not speaking for the host here, the other people that work here. I'm speaking for me. I support 100% in benching of Jalen Hurts. 100%. And, and we'll get into this. We're going to get into the topic. I've skirted around the issue. We've talked about it. I haven't really necessarily, I've advocated for a change at quarterback, but now, based on the entitlement of certain people, I'm on a full-out campaign to bench Jalen Hurts. And it's ridiculous that you cannot speak of that conversation or speak that topic. Jalen Hurts is not performing well. And it's not because of last week or the week before that. It's been all season. And honestly, if you take Saquon Barkley out of the mix, and if you take 2022, the only season, 2022 was the only season he produced or played like an elite athlete or elite quarterback. One season out of his entire career. Why is it such taboo to ask and seek for his benching for poor performance? It's not. It's not. He hasn't performed well. If you bench him and you sat him for Tanner McKee, I'm not saying Tanner McKee is the answer either. That's what I think a lot of people are getting misunderstood about this. I don't think anybody that I've heard is advocating for the replacement of Jalen Hurts with Tanner McKee on a long-term basis. Nobody's doing that. But we are advocating, or I should say I'm advocating, and a lot of other people are advocating for a change in the offense and a change in the way the offense does business. And right now, the best way to do that would to sit down your quarterback, your $250 million a year quarterback, who's not playing like a $250 million a year quarterback. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong saying that. And the cowards and the homers out there that, are so disrespected or feel so insulted or embarrassed by this by that. Screw you. They're not playing well offensively, and where do you go? Who do you come after if a football team is not performing well offensively? You come after the quarterback. You don't come after you'll go after the offensive coordinator or the linebacker or the offensive lineman. No, you go after the guy that's piloting the ship. And if anybody out there, honestly, and I'm speaking from my heart, my black heart, if anybody out there honestly can look themselves in the mirror and talk and say, not talk themselves, but say to themselves in that mirror, you know what, Jalen Hurts has played okay this year, then you got a serious problem. One of us is watching something different. Jalen Hurts is the problem with this offense. Without the support of Saquon Barkley in a run game, Jalen Hurts is the problem with this offense. Blaming Kevin Padula, who still, as of today, is still top of a lot of teams' lists for interviews of head coaching candidates coming this offseason. Jalen Hurts is the top of the list of struggles of this offense. It all flows through him. So to speak about wanting to bench the quarterback is totally fine. He hasn't performed well. Nobody's calling for him to be fired, but a change. I don't know what Tanner McKee is as a quarterback. I have no idea. Nobody does. But I do know that it's not working with Jalen Hurts. And we got what? Commanders, Raiders, Commanders, Bills. You have 4 games left. Now, I made a bold prediction on this program last night based on the fact the way they played against the Chargers and, of course, how they played all season. I don't think they're going to win another football game. I think they're going 8-9. They're going to go 8-9, not make the playoffs, and lose the division to the Cowboys. And if that happens, and we get to that point, and we're at the end of the season, you're going to fire Kevin Padula. You might fire Nick Sirianni. Is anybody going to go after Jalen Hurts? Is anybody going to sit down and have a serious conversation about potentially replacing the quarterback? Because he's not getting the job done. So we will talk Jalen Hurts and his benching tonight. That is definitely going to be on the docket. The Phillies, of course, the smoke is still clearing about the Kyle Schwarber deal. Last night, we talked in depth about that. Last night, we talked about a few other things. I have done my homework, and I am here to present a few trade ideas for the Phillies, seeing how they might have already spent their allotment and free agent money with Kyle Schwarber. I have some trade proposals. I'm going to throw some of them out at you tonight. I got 3 of them involving 3 different players. So we'll have some fun doing that as we get closer, day by day, closer to the start of the baseball season. Doesn't seem like that it's that close, but it really is. Pitchers and catchers report on the 12th of February. We're up to about 2 months, 60 days away. 60 days away from the start of the baseball season. God, you got to love that, man. I love this short-ass offseason of MLB. Every major sport should have a short 3.5, 4 month offseason. Football's is too long, but we're about 60 days away from the start of pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training. So we'll propose some mock trades tonight with some of the Philly kind of problem children that we're dealing with right now and seeing how that might affect. As again, I'm going to be up against post-game clear the ice activity, so hopefully we'll get through all this. If not, we'll wait for next week, but because some of this will keep. Some of this will keep. But before we go, let's remind everybody at home, it is now time for your day in Philadelphia sports history. On this day, in 1969, on December 11th, Kate Smith made her debut for the Flyers. Well, her recording of God Bless America did anyway, not her actual physical debut. Smith, a popular recording artist of the 30s and 40s, was the original voice of the Irving Berlin classic. Trying to mix things up, the Flyers substituted her rendition in place of the Star Spangled Banner, a move that wasn't an immediate hit with hockey fans. And while it may have offended some to omit the country's national anthem, Smith's God Bless America came with an interesting peace offering, Flyers Wins. When the song played, the Flyers couldn't lose. That's how the team fell anyway, as the Winds mounted 65-13-2 at the Spectrum. When the song was played, the good luck charm had validation. Superstitious players on both sides of the ice brought into the hype, creating a very psychological edge for the Flyers. California Seals coach Vic Stasnuk, in a playoff push with the Flyers in 72, said about their late season matchup with Philadelphia, "Now, if they don't use Kate Smith, we'll be all right." Smith ran a record of 21-2-1 that night as the Flyers defeated the Seals 3-0. During the first 6 years of the tradition, from 69 to 75, the Flyers were brilliant, 43-3-1. And probably one of the more memorable renditions is when they actually hauled her butt out there live in Game 5, or was it 6, of the 74 Stanley Cup against the Bruins, when she almost brought the house down singing that thing live in front of the Flyer fans. And you knew that night. I mean, obviously I was alive then, but I was like freaking 1.5, so I wasn't in the stands. And if I was, I wouldn't have known it. But I've seen video of it. Very emotional, very, very, very energetic. If you have not seen it, I highly suggest you go on YouTube and search for the Game 6 Bruins Flyers God Bless America of the 74 finals. I can't imagine what it was like to have been there live. But she had a statue out in front of the Spectrum. They've taken that down for political reasons. It's still in the area, I heard. It's in some warehouse somewhere in a box. There's been a renewed push to get it back. Hopefully one day this country regains its senses and the Flyers regain theirs, and they actually bring her back and put that statue where it belongs, out there in front of the arena. So happy Kate Smith Day to all you Flyer fans out there that remember Kate Smith. And if you don't remember, as I said, you really should YouTube the 74 Game 6. I want to say it was Game 6. Flyers, Bruins, Kate Smith, God Bless America, live performance at the Spectrum. Truly earth-shattering if you were there, that I'm told. And that segment was brought to you by the Philly Friday Frenzy, the world premiere of the Philly Friday Frenzy, featuring Big Al's Fury tomorrow night at 9. Set your VCRs, wake the kids, get ready to roll with Big Al's return to the weekly show format during the week. Al has not done a weekly show regularly since September of 24. No, 3. Wait, 4. September of 24. But he's back, all new, all energized, all homered up. Big Al's going to take you through. Big Al's going to start your weekend, starting tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on the Philly Friday Frenzy. Try to say that 10 times fast, and you win a prize. But can't wait for that to start. So, all right, phone lines are open, and we got a few people packed up. Let's get them going here. Ricky Deal joins me here first. Ricky, how are you tonight? What's on your mind?
And go Eagles.
Go Eagles indeed. Ricky Deal today. The Lane Johnson was not at practice. Jalen Carter was not at practice. Ricky, to be honest with you, this game against the Raiders, you could probably take out a high school varsity team and beat the Raiders. That's how bad the Raiders are. But let me ask you, Ricky, you're the eternal optimist. Nothing seems to faze you. You're on board no matter what, and I love you for that. I truly do. It's one of the qualities that I really, really love about you. But if the Eagles lose to the Raiders on Sunday, is your confidence going to be shaken in this football team, or are you still going to be all in?
All in.
I don't know, Ricky. You hesitated there for a second. You hesitated, Ricky. You hesitated, but I believe you, brother. I do. I 100% believe you. Again, that's why you're my dose of reality. Ricky, you're my dose of positivity, right? I need people like you in my life to keep me grounded. If I didn't have people like you in my life, I'd spin off the earth somewhere, man. Gravity could not contain me. All right, Ricky, listen, man, we'll talk Sunday, brother. And don't forget, right after this show tonight, Ricky, Mike Lara will be on Clear the Ice talking Flyers Knights. So make sure you're there. All right, man?
Mm.
All right, my main man, Ricky Deal. Always great to talk to Ricky. Always great to talk to Ricky. John Licory says, go Birds. Yeah, go Birds. Absolutely. Do you agree with go Birds, Michael Papernick?
No, I do not. But let's talk Phillies real fast. Did you see the article in Forbes with Rob Thompson, what he said?
No. What did he say?
Thompson hit it at flipping, at changing the lineup.
Whoa.
It's breaking news. It's breaking news. Schwarber to third and Harper to second.
I mean, is he purposely doing this to just piss us off at this point? I mean, Papernick,
Matty,
how can you
I sent you it. I sent you in your messages, so you have to check and read
look at it. But
I'm telling you,
it can't be real, right? Is he not
literally
purposely
said
just trying
this.
to piss us off? Wow.
He said Schwarber back behind Harper for a month early in the season before the latter missed a month with an inflamed right wrist. Yo, and these bumbling fools hired the buffoon to make this decision. Boy, this is now. Did you see Schwarber's contract? Okay, this is the breakdown of his contract. It's a win-win for the Phillies. They're saying next year only because they're paying it's broken down like this. It gets a sign-in bonus of $15 million, right?
Yeah.
It'll be broken down from March. He'll get 7.5, and then 7.5 in October of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, next year, and then $15 million for whole next season. That don't sound like a win-win to me. They're talking the off season so they can have a little more money to spend. Well, they should have some money because Castellanos won't be here. Taiwan Walker won't be here.
So they're going to pay him $7.5 million in March, and then pay him another $7.5 million in October.
Yeah, on top of the $15 million he's going to make
because he's making a signing bonus. So he's getting paid
$15 million next year. That's all.
He's getting $29 million this year.
No, $15 million next year. That's it. He's getting $15 million in a signing bonus, $7.5 million in October and March, and $7.5 million in October. It's supposed, and then after that, it kicks up to $30 million for next. But for 1 year, we're getting a little break.
They can trade him that year. I don't know, man. Listen, Papernick. Obviously, with the news following up about Alonso, and then I was looking at the projected lineup of the Orioles. It's looking pretty stout now. When you add in the guy from Taylor Ward from the Angels, and you add in and you add Gunnar, and you add those guys in, and you can kind of sort of build around Alonso. I mean, I can see why the Orioles did what they did. I honestly think they were really pissed off last year about not being competitive, and that's why they went all in. Because you asked that question to me last night, how or why it was Baltimore.
I said, what, all this money they have, where'd they pull all this money out at? It's like, the Angels are cheap.
I agree. They're going into this. They're going down the same road as the Phillies, not caring about luxury tax. And why should they? Why should anybody care about luxury tax? Honestly, you're putting up a salary cap next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, here's the difference. They got that trade chip. They got that catcher still.
Yeah,
they can trade him and get some
good young players. They got good young players in that system.
But yeah, when I saw that thing with Robbie, I was like, I said, you gotta be kidding me! Like this genius really said this to this reporter that he's thinking about changing the lineup, just flipping them two around. Like, what'd you say last night? The definition of crazy is what? Doing the same thing over and over again.
The funny thing about it, insanity, that is not the actual definition. The definition of insanity. The actual Webster's definition is a state of mental being, it being insane. But this is insane. All right, I don't care. It's a state of mental. It's denial. It's everything that we feared. And I'm telling you, I think Phillies fans forget. I think the pain goes away quick for them after the season's over. Because the day after the season ended last year, we were ready to burn down Citizen Bank Park. We were. If we did not get the acknowledgement that change needs to happen. A couple weeks later, when they did a press conference, He intonated around change, but he didn't really commit to it. And then here we are in, December. You're re-signing Schwarber. You're about to re-sign JT. They're running it back. And I don't hear any Phillies fans, not many of them. Most of them are glazing over Kyle Schwarber. Nobody's approaching the whole, why are we doing this again when it doesn't work? It's a major concern, Mike.
Here's why they do it again. Here's why people ain't complaining, because they know the Phillies could they accidentally win 90 games next year? Yeah, and they're happy with them getting to the playoffs. It's like if they're there, they got a shot. Yeah. Well, I don't think they are. I mean, they're third place. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I don't. This is going to implode and implode bad. It's going to go south. I'm telling you, that pitching staff is going to bite them right in their rear. I'm telling you. You only got 2 legit pitchers. I've been saying this to you for about the last 3 weeks. One guy, Noah, you're hanging every. Taiwan Walker could possibly be your number 4, and you're hoping that Painter somehow pans out, and they can just right the ship to Wheeler gets there, and then they're hoping Wheeler's going to be the Wheeler since he's been here. Yeah. And then it's bad. It's just look, any Phillies fan who thinks that they're going to make the playoffs, even if they make the playoffs, they can't beat nobody in the first round but the Braves.
And that's the point too. You're saying not a playoff team. I say they're a playoff team. I do. You're saying they're not a playoff team. I'm saying they're a playoff team. The one thing we can agree on, they're not a World Series championship team. That's the problem, that they're not committed in going in that direction. And that's what concerns me about them, thinking that this is going to work again when it hasn't worked for 4 years.
It isn't just that. I mean, it hasn't worked since the World Series. I've been saying regression. I mean, and wait, you said they signed Schwarber. They're going to sign JT. Wait, you forgot they signed the buffoon manager to the extension because for whatever reason, Middleton, he's got to have some pictures on him now to get to the Eagles. Yeah, Jalen should be benched. At least, I mean, what's going to hurt against the Raiders?
Exactly.
If he goes out and throws for 350 yards, it's the Raiders. Who cares?
No, I agree. And this attitude about not going after Jalen Hurts and it's taboo. You don't even speak that into existence that he should be benched. Why not? He has not performed.
Here's the question for you. But AJ Brown should be benched too, because I've seen this guy cut routes short and just not give his all. And I mean, you know what it is. They won the Super Bowl. They got real now I'm just talking as a team. They got complacent, and they just thought they could roll into a season. And this is the whole organization thing from top to bottom. Because if your top ain't good, your bottom's not going to be good. And they all got complacent, and we all know what Howie did. He had to cut corners, because of next year with all these people coming up, and he has to, and he was hoping people like Ringo and whatever would pan out. I was hoping Ringo panned out too. I mean,
what evidence did you see that was going to happen?
Well, it wasn't evidence; it was just hope.
That's what I mean, but we didn't see it on the field. We're like, yeah, he's going to pan out. Wait. Well, he can't get on the field, and now all of a sudden he's going to have to be a starter, and now he's going to get on the field and produce. See, that's again, you're right. Faith. That was what we were going. Hell, that might have been what Howie was going on too. Look, because everything he did in the offseason did not work.
It's like a Dory Jackson. I just read a piece where they said he played well the other night. What? Dory Jackson?
No,
he's burnt. What was that? What was that Eagles? That Eagles defensive back something burnt toast or burnt whatever that was. I mean, there's a reason why they got rid of a Dory Jackson. Dory Jackson's only on this team. If they had Darius Slay, he'd be cut. If they got Darius Slay, he'd be getting a pink slip.
Yes, he would.
But
Dory Jackson would be on the street right now. Yep.
Because look, for all Keller Ringo's fault, he's a decent. He where he belongs. Special teams. He's a decent special teamer. He was a
third draft pick. That's your special teamer.
That's
third round pick.
Was he a third round? I thought he was like a fourth or fifth. I thought they got him. I thought they got him around fourth or fifth.
Let me take a look. You might be right, but I know he was up. He's either a third or fourth.
I think he dropped.
I keep Howie's draft data right here handy for me to access at all times. So let me see what I got. Where is he?
you got the how instead of the bat signal, you got the Howie signal.
I don't go far away from this tracker. I've actually kept track of Howie's draft since 2016 and all the Eagles drafts since 2013. But
yeah,
where's he at here?
A friend of mine I grew up with, he's an Eagles fan, but he's rooting for the Lions because he can't stand Howie. I told him, I said, who cares about Howie? Just root for the Eagles.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard.
I don't know.
It's hard for me. Yeah, you're right. Keeley was a 4th round pick in 2023. Okay. He's a 4th round pick.
That's still a high pick.
For a special teamer?
Well, for a guy who dropped with all the talent they said he had.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
105th overall in 2023.
Yeah. I mean, look, we all know that the draft's a crapshoot. I mean, whether you're the first or the last guy in the draft. I mean, Tom Brady was a 5th round pick. I mean, or 6th round, whatever. Nobody thought he'd be the best one of the top 3 quarterbacks of all time or the best quarterback of all time, wherever. But Jalen should be benched. Give him a break. I mean, it's a lot between the years, and that's why I've been telling people for a minute, man. Like, I can only equate it to like Markelle Fultz or Chuck Knobloch when you can't throw the ball to the first base and you can't hit a free throw. It's something between your ears. I mean, that's the same, and I think he needs a break. Let him sit down, let him watch. I mean, if he like I always say, if you take it personally from a backup going out there and balling out, then when you go out there, show why you're QB1. Next time you go out there. I think the Eagles go 3-1 in this series, the next 4 games, and they lose in the first round because they ain't got the offense. They ain't got the offense to bang with anybody out there. They can't. I mean, it's
So your expectations to start the season, Kaepernick, was it a Super Bowl? Was that what you
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It was this team is Super Bowl or bust. This team, if they don't get to the Super Bowl, it's a bust.
So are you done? Has that ship sailed for you in terms
of that ship sailed. They're done first round. They're done the first round of playoffs. I mean, I don't think, look, they're not going to lose the division to the Cowboys because of that half a game. I think that's what's going to kill the Cowboys. If the Cowboys didn't have that tie game, I think they would have won. They might have had a shot at the Eagles tank, but that half a game is going to bite them too. Because
listen, I have a sneaky feeling now. Do I honestly sit here because I said it? Do I really believe that they're going to lose every game they have left? No. If they lose to the Raiders, boy, oh man.
Now, could they lose to Washington? They could lose the game because always them division games are strong. But you got Marcus Mariota. I don't know if Jaden's going to play or Matt. I would sit Jaden with his elbow. I called that from the beginning. I told everybody I knew. It's not that Washington's not good. You're putting all your eggs in Jaden Daniels to be your end-all, be-all. Run him. He's not built like Lamar Jackson to take a pounding in the NFL. He's not. Elbow problems, knee problems. They get rid of the running back and just say, listen, it's all on you, kid. And no video. There's all video out there. They got a whole year of video on this kid now. And
if they retool, the Commanders will probably be back at it next year. If they retool, get younger, get some help for him, get a running back, go that direction, they can take some of that pressure off of him. But they shouldn't change what he thinks he is or what he has brought to his game. I mean, he's a very good mobile quarterback, but that doesn't mean you have to be a running. Mobile doesn't mean running necessarily. It presents an option to run, but you don't have to be, you just don't have to be run first. He's just got to be smarter in the pocket. So does Jackson Dart. I really liked what I saw of him this year, but he took way too many chances and got destroyed out there, man. And the offensive line stinks for the Giants, but I think he's got a future in the NFL as well. So these guys just got to get some help around him.
I killed the kid in Carolina for the last few years, saying he's like 5'9", $140. Looks like an NBA point guard out there, and he can run. But he's smart. He stays in the pocket. He does what he has to do. He don't try to do anything out. That's it right there. I mean, but this year, the whole NFL, the whole AFC, the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to get this out right here in public so everybody can hear this. Any Buffalo Bill fans that tell me their reason this year for not getting to the Super Bowl because the Kansas City Chiefs aren't in it. That's their kryptonite. I don't want to hear one stinking thing out of them people. Them fans think they're owed everything, and they ain't won nothing. And that's all they do. And this year, they better get to the Super Bowl because they're not there, the Chiefs. That's all I'm going to say. The AFC ought to be thankful the Chiefs aren't there because they're going to retool next year. They're going to get a Waddle or a Hill or some top legit.
Or both.
They're going to come back with a few. Yeah, they're coming back with it. I mean, you might see Dallas Goedert or that guy Isaiah Likely from the Baltimore go there. I'm telling you, they're going to retool. People, Andy ain't going to sit back and want that. No, they're going to retool. And the AFC ought to be proud. Look, there's no great team in the NFC this year. There's a bunch of solid teams. There's no team that stands out.
I believe that. I'm with you.
That's the difference this year. Even if the Chiefs were in there, I don't think they were a great team this year. They were. I think they're solid. I don't think they've been great for the last few years. I think they've just been more solid. The AFC's so weak. No matter what, there's no.
But it's stronger than the NFC. Mike, I got to cut you off, man. We got to go.
All right, man. You have a good night.
We got post game coming up. I'll see you on Sunday, man. All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. It just went final. Flyers lost 3-2 in overtime. But so I'm going to pull up this man, Mike Barrow. And Mike, I'm gonna throw it over to you here in a little bit. I just got to finish up this show. But 3-2.
Bad play by Travis connecting in his own zone. Bad play. Gave it away right in front of the net. Can't do that. Oh. They had their chances tonight, Matty. Again, had your chances. Now, this is the second, I guess you could say, almost.
Oh, wow. I just saw it. I just saw that play.
Yeah.
That was like what Zebras did a few weeks ago. Same kind of play.
Same kind of play. That's why you saw me throwing my hands up. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But, hey, Flyers, well, they get a point out of it. So, and that's one of the I feel like Vegas is one of the top tiers of the NHL. So they kind of, they're gaining, they're still getting points out of it, but still, I mean, they should have got the win tonight. And I've been listening to you all night, Matty.
What you got?
Going off. And you know what? If you watch the post-game show on Monday, if you watch the replay, first words out of my mouth was, this game was on Jalen Hurts, and I even said that he needed to be pulled in that game on Monday night. He should have been pulled for Tanner McKee. He should have been pulled. Now, I don't know about going forward, but I definitely think he should have been pulled in that game. He was not on whatsoever, and that he cost him, and I want to say the lack of running the football in the second half, which is that you got to revert back to coaching. Those two things right there cost the Eagles the game on Monday. They stopped running the ball in the second half. I mean, if you look at it, Barkley breaks out in the second half for a 52-yard run, and they did nothing, and I mean nothing to get this kid going. To try every time they tried to run the ball after that, they don't. And where is these other backs that we have on this team? Like, where's the change of pace? I mean, actually, Tank Bisbee, every time this dude touches the ball, he falls forward for 5 yards. And they're not giving him the ball. I'm not saying that he needs to replace Barkley, but again, you got to do something to spark this offense. And
So Shipley is not the answer?
No, and he hasn't been. They tried to put him in to replace Kenny Gainwell, and he has not come close to doing what Kenny Gainwell did a year ago.
I knew there was a problem with him last year when he ran out of gas running down the field for a breakaway touchdown. I knew there was an issue with him then. No, you're right, Mike, and I clamored all offseason when they had an opportunity to pick up Cam Scatterbo in the fourth round of the draft, and I was like, come on, man, you got to go from – that's a perfect change of pace back for – can you imagine Barkley and Scatterbo in the same backfield? That would have been a awesome 1-2 punch for the Eagles, and they felt running back was covered, and another bad decision.
Yeah, I mean – the thing that kills me too is like I actually thought A.J. Dillon was going to be a good pickup. You know what I mean?
Never played it down with the Eagles, did he? Or did he play 1, 2, 3 snaps? I never saw him out there.
I think the last game I seen him in was the Green Bay game. He hasn't been on the field.
Actually, but now that you mention it, the last game I saw him in was opening night in Dallas, the Dallas game. I have not seen him since then.
I seen him. They put him in the Green Bay game. He was in for a few plays with the. That was it. That's the last time I seen him, Matty. Like again, like this team, I just don't. I just there's something like they're off, and what I mean by off is there's something. Like we're gonna probably find some stuff out at the end of the year where but yeah, it's definitely going to be of a change. But I'll let you get finished doing what you're doing, and as soon as Matty B's done, catch me right here on this as we go over this Flyers loss in overtime. A heartbreaker, but they get a point out of it as they lose 3-2 to the Vegas Golden Knights. So Matty, I will hopefully see your comments and everybody else that's in here right after on Clear the Ice.
Absolutely, Mike. We will be joining you shortly. Mike Lauer, everybody, make sure you're popping back over to check out Clear the Ice immediately following this. We're going to wrap this up with one last caller, and then we're going to wrap it up. I see you down there, Joe. Thank you for being patient. Michael Papernick says, A.J. Dillon is useless. They bring a guy in off. Yeah, well, that was a problem. And, again, Eagles got 99 problems, and Howie ain't one, I guess. But, no, it was a problem. Joe, how you doing tonight?
Quick. I want to talk baseball.
Baseball, my favorite sport.
Teoscar Hernandez might be a Philly.
Plays for the Dodgers.
Yes. Would you give up? I know
Made the catch of the World Series. Beautiful catch in the World Series. Save that game.
Yes. They're talking to the Phillies now. Would you give up Strom for him?
Oh yeah.
That's one of your fix of the possibilities in the outfield.
Oh yeah, I would definitely give up Matt Strom for Teoscar Hernandez. I don't think that's all the Dodgers are going to want, but yeah, I would. If 1 for 1, let's do it right now. I will go to LA wherever he's at, and I'll bring him here. Joe, let me ask you this: we're up against the Clear the Ice, but I'm going to give you your dime. But I want to ask you a question, and I know you got your finger on the pulse of Philadelphia sports talk radio. The comments by John Marks calling out WIP for adding to the toxicity. I don't even know if that's a real word, but the toxic negadelphia type of image of Philadelphia by saying that Joe Giglio's hit piece about Jalen Hurts being a bottom 5 quarterback in the NFL. 2 questions for you. First question is, do you agree that John Marks has any right to question anybody else the way they talk or whatever opinions they may express? And number 2, if you heard the comment, do you agree with Joe Giglio about him being a bottom 5 quarterback right now?
Joe Giglio, yes. And Joe Marks better shut the fuck up. Why would you go off on somebody that used to work for WIP?
Well, it might also be a ratings thing too, because they're going up against each other now. He might be trying to generate some buzz around his new show, Marks, but that's very cowardly. It's very elitist. It's very privileged. How dare you, man? You have no right to say that to anybody. What their takes? Absolutely no right.
Speech, but it shouldn't have been said. Why?
I agree. So what else is on your mind tonight, Joe?
Like it?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought, Joe. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your
thought. It's a freedom of speech, but why would he say that about another show? I get it. He was like from WIP, bad blood, but you shouldn't bring that up.
I don't think Joe Giglio had anything to do with him getting this job on WIP, but I'm telling you, it might have something to do with ratings, trying to generate some buzz for his show. Johnny Marks is a coward, man. Johnny Marks is an absolute coward. And Johnny Marks cares only about Johnny Marks. Let's be upfront about that. He don't care about you. He don't care about Philadelphia sports media. He don't care about the fans. He cares about himself and himself only. And that's another thing that pisses me off, is that he takes this pious, moral stance about you can't speak negative. Dude, you don't care. You only care about you, man. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is coming more from his own standpoint.
Ricky Patelko is on the midday show on the afternoon on 97.5. Bashed him for that. His own colleague bashed him for that.
Good
saying
point.
That he shouldn't have done that. I don't know if you heard that.
No, but I'm going to go look for it. I'm gonna go look for it.
Yeah, it was on YouTube and stuff.
All
So,
right, Joe. What else? What else is on your mind, man?
Flyers. Seagrass looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the dude that scored a goal. I know. I'll let you go. We'll continue this Monday.
No,
Sunday.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish
Seagrass
your
looks
thought.
amazing.
Yeah.
Seagrass looks amazing.
He
And
does.
the Konecny turnover cost the game right there.
That was a terrible play. And that happened
Why?
to Zegras a couple weeks ago in overtime, as I remember, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrible play. You can't do that in overtime. Cannot do that. You can't do that. No, that was
What
bad.
time-
That was really bad.
What time is Bird Splash tomorrow?
What's that?
What time is Bird Splash with Kyle Quinn?
5 o'clock. That's the best we could do. Kyle had something that he could not get out of tonight. And then when he was available, I couldn't be. So we moved it to tomorrow at 5 p.m. So we'll be back at 5 p.m. tomorrow.
And then 9 o'clock's Big Al? Perfect.
9 o'clock is the Big Al world premiere of the Philly Filthy Frenzy or Philly Friday Frenzy.
Pull up in the phone lines. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. My motto to those guys, they run their shows any way they want. I'm sure eventually they'll all get on board with the phone line thing, but it's up to them when they want to do it. So,
Okay. Good show.
all right. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Joe Hal, we'll talk on Sunday, man.
Yep.
All right, Joe Hal. Yeah, listen, I am going to cut it short here because we are totally up against the Clear the Ice Flyer postgame. Flyers losers tonight, 3-2 in overtime. Mike Lauro will get you on the other side of this and get you caught up on that. I'm going to cut this free or cut this loose. We're going to say adios for the week. Great week of shows. I want to appreciate and thank everybody for contributing and being part of what we did. Again, I'm going to reiterate our PSA here at the It's a Wrap Sports Network. We stand firm with WIP and any other person, outlet, agency, entity, whatever you want about speaking your own mind when you want to speak it. We will never endorse censorship, nor will we ever endorse mob mentality. Speak your mind when you want it. If you don't like it, turn it off, go away, whatever. But don't attempt to cancel culture crap. That's such coward. It's a cowardly act by a cowardly man, or I should say cowardly person. I don't really consider John Marks a man. And long live WIP, long live Joe Giglio, and long live Kyle Quinn. You hear that, Kyle? Give me a plug. But tomorrow me and Kyle will be back for the Birds Blast at 5. Once again, this is everything that's happening on the network this week for the remaining of the week. And we'll get it all started on Sunday again with Eagles Raiders postgame. So you guys have a great rest of your night, a great Friday, a great weekend. I will see you again on Sunday. We made a switch. I got you. I'm sorry. I got you Saturday on Flyers postgame. I got the first half of the Hurricanes game. Me and Mike had to switch it around. So I'll take you on Saturday. Mike will have you on Sunday. And so I'll see you again Saturday at some point Saturday night. You guys have a great start of your weekend, and we'll speak then. We'll talk later. Have a good night. Clear the Ice is next.